The Sheraton Senggigi in Lombok is pretty old school. I knew this well when I booked it, but it's also properly priced, and so it made for a quick visit with its beautiful gardens and charms well worth it. I'll show you why in this quick tour today. Let me welcome any of you that may be new to the channel. My name is Kevin. I'm here to give you a self-funded and honest look at some of the best, most unique, or simply most popular airlines and hotels in the world, which I've been bringing to you full-time for going on 5 years. I'd love for you to know more about how I do things on the channel, so simply scan the QR code or check out my hundreds of videos on the channel. Let's get into the tour. You all know that the price that I pay for each hotel I stay at and review is always in the description. For today though, I'm gonna lead with that so you can watch this through the correct lens. All in, I paid $97 for this stay. That included breakfast and was refundable, and I've seen it as low as the mid-80s. So if you're on Lombok to explore Lombok primarily, or maybe you need to do a mattress run or just want an affordable weekend away, that's where this Sheraton comes into play. When I'm booking hotels, I'm always open to older properties. But there are some specific things that I look for, especially in recent photos from travelers before I choose. For a resort like this, the number one thing that I'm interested in are the grounds. How well taken care of are they? How's the landscaping? For older resorts, I promise that this is always a great indication of how the full property is taken care of. And in this case, it was photos similar to this that told me it might be worth my time. The resort is on the coastal road in Senggigi and was built in 1991 with 154 rooms and suites. To this day, Lombok is still somewhat off the beaten track. To have a resort like this back in 1991, I imagine it might have been the talk of the town. The reception area is open and breezy and decorated in a traditional and well-kept manner. I saw a couple of days before I arrived that I was upgraded to a suite. Might be a good indication of how they treat elites here, considering I'm just Bonvoy Gold. But my room wasn't ready when I arrived a bit early, so I went to Senja to have lunch. Senja is their Pan-Asian restaurant open for lunch and dinner. I had, of course, gado-gado. This was a very saucy and protein-rich version, but was also really tasty. Hit the spot for lunch at an 8 out of 10. Let's have a walk around the grounds and look at the beach before checking out where we are. I'll mention that the cloudy skies and torrential rains that we had the night prior are not doing this video any favors. Please be assured that the waters here, and in most of Lombok, would be a clear, pale turquoise, when the weather cooperates a bit more. If you're enjoying the video and would like to support the channel, there are many ways that you can do so. A quick like on the video and subscribe helps videos with the algorithm. You can join my YouTube channel memberships to get early access to some videos and access to all of my community posts. Or you could check out my Patreon, where I post the most and can help you out with any travel-related questions. Whatever you do, thanks for doing it. Senggigi is one of the most happening parts of the sleepy island of Lombok, just to the north of the capital, Mataram. I'll mention for the final time that Lombok is significantly more laid back and chill than Bali. What many people call Bali of 20 years ago. But the islands are nearly identical in size and population. A bit over 4 million people live here on Lombok. The centerpiece of the resort is the primary pool, which is laid out in such a way that there are many private nooks that you can take residence in without feeling like you're sitting at a massive pool, which I think is nice, especially for families. The pool has a swim-up bar, not a really popular feature in Southeast Asia, and your chance to sit on a turtle. Okay, let's go head to my room, which was actually right there. Everything so far, I think you would agree, is classically old school. The rooms are where that turns to be a bit dated, but again, $97. I had a one-bedroom terrace suite, a proper suite, walking into the living and dining area with the bedroom and bathroom on the other side. I'll put up the extra bits as we have a look around. I'm considering making a change to how I score hotels, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Right now, I score based on the exact price that I paid, but I'm wondering if I should score more based on the average price of the room that I have throughout the year. Two sides to this coin. In defense of how I do things now, I always book publicly available rates. Just about anyone could book the exact same prices that I get. But I do generally try to book during low or shoulder season. What I give a 90 out of 100 to for a $200 resort might be a different score if its average rate is $400. The other side of the coin is to give a more well-rounded score, one that takes into account the average rate over the course of the year. It could also be based on the room category that I actually get if there was an upgrade involved. Anyway, I'm just thinking about it for changes coming in 2026. Let me know what you think in the comments. Cleanliness was top-notch in the room, and the design aside, everything was really well cared for. I wasn't sure if the resort had seen any significant remodels since opening, until I saw the faucet, which could be in a museum. I remember when everyone had one of those fake crystal faucets, and the fact that this is still going strong near 35 years later says a lot about the maintenance program here. Finally, we have the huge terrace, which has stairs leading down towards the pool. I like how they have the room number on this side as well. From this side, all the rooms look the same. For dinner, I went to Bawang Putih, which is open for dinner and had some really good service. Occupancy was not too high while I was there, and this is one of those places where you feel like all the staff have worked there for decades, in the best of ways. So service was really, really attentive and guest first here. Sorry, the resort does not publish menus online, but I had what was essentially an Indonesian chicken pizza. Sorry, Italy. And it was exceptional. The flavors were good, but I was just impressed with the pizza itself. Getting a good crust outside of major cities in Southeast Asia is not always a sure thing. In fact, it's incredibly rare. A quick walk around the pool after dinner to find one of the creepiest things that I have seen in a while. Imagine if you were a little kid who just used that slide all day long, only to watch it turn into a monster at night. For breakfast, I headed to Kebun Anggrek for a buffet which got really busy really quickly. It was a fairly basic spread, but it was well stocked, and for the price, I think it was a good value. I'd say it's a 4.5 or so I'll give it the benefit of a 5. A quick look at the spa by the beach and the fitness center, which has seen better days, and I'll wrap this up. We are fully in the it is what it is category here, but in a good way. I can imagine this same resort, exactly as it is, going for $400 a night in Mexico, and feeling like an absolute ripoff. But for what they're charging here, I think it's a great value, and I see no reason not to recommend it. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this quick tour today. If you did, please be sure to click the like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss my weekly flight and hotel videos. I'll see you next time for my first ever mainland Chinese carrier on the channel, China Southern to Guangzhou. As always, thanks for watching until the end.